Thank you for being here and listening in to this latest episode of Inspired Coach Podcast. I am coming to you from the coach's couch, and I'm really excited about today's episode because I feel like it's going to be a big, beautiful permission slip for so many of you. As we get down and into this topic today, a little reminder that our next Beautiful You life coaching course begins next month. Can you believe that we are at the end of June 2026? I can barely believe that. Happy high summer to you, or happy depths of beautiful frosty winter to you if you are in the south. Yep, next month we begin the 2026 cohort of the Beautiful You life coaching course. You'll find everything you need to know to join us and become an incredibly trauma-informed, heart-centered, deep space-holding, sacred leader life coach at beautifullyoulifecoachingcourse.com. And just to sprinkle in on top there, you get to be a part of what, I'm biased, of course, but I'm going to say is the most supportive, kind, collaborative, non-competitive coaching community and alumni in the world. I think that's really true. I'm going to claim it. I am going to claim it. And so if you are dreaming about becoming a heart-centered life coach, then please go to beautifullyoulifecoachingcourse.com and join us. We would absolutely love to have you as a part of our world. And so from the coach's couch, what are we talking about today? Well, we are talking about the really wonderful topic of the fact that your future coaching self and business can look any way you want it to. And as somebody that has been a part of this industry now for more than 20 years, I can put my hand on my heart and tell you that that is an absolute truth. There is no one way, no path here, and that includes one way or path to success. We want you and everyone else to bring your fullest whole self and dreams to this undertaking of becoming a coach. And that means none of you gets left behind unless it's absolutely something you want and need to leave behind. But all of your dreams, all of your desires, all of the parts of you that feel important to you and are important to you get to come on this journey. So let's dive in and talk about this more. So I want to acknowledge that we can look at a lot of other coaches and businesses in the space holding arena online for inspiration and ideas and sparks and guidance and, oh wow, that I would love to do that kind of vibe. And that's fantastic because they can offer us all of those things. But we also need to be mindful in doing so that then doesn't box us in and have us thinking things like, well, I need to do it like that to have that sort of business or to have that level of success. That must mean this is the way that I have to do things. No. There's no have to here. There's no formula here. There's no specific pathway here that you must follow, right? Because of course you get to, and we want you, and it's a must that you bring your full authentic self into everything that you do as a future coach or a coach right now. And that's of course your special source and point of difference. But I still see people get quite tangled from the perspective that they then think, oh, but the only way to success is if I then offer these particular things or I do it this particular way. And that's just not the case at all, because from what I can see both right now and over many, many years, there are different businesses and different coaches offering all sorts of different things. I know of an incredibly successful coach. All she does is one-on-one. That's it. She just does one-on-one coaching. I also know other coaches who do a blend of one-on-one and group coaching. I know other coaches who are running masterminds. That's all that they do, right? There are so many different ways, and I want to talk about more of that. But there is no one way. Let's just be really, really clear about that right from the start. There is no one way that you have to fit into here. You get to create this for yourself in your way. And that might look like doing some or similar things to others in your own way. And it also might mean that you are a total pioneer and do things in very, very different ways, one or even many things. It is quite literally limitless what you can be and create for yourself as a coach. So I want to also acknowledge that you might be someone that is contemplating and thinking about training to become a coach, but you're not really sure whether you want to even have a business either right now, and you know that that's not really possible for you right now for maybe many different life-orientated reasons, or even you're not sure you want to have one in the future, but you are interested in knowing and seeing and feeling into and learning how coaching might be able to support you in your career, to attain greater leadership positions, to get promotions, to be a better manager, to be a better leader, to be a better team organizer. And this is certainly something that absolutely coaching skills can help you do that. And if you've yet to listen to it, please make sure, and I'll make sure this is all in the notes, that you download our fresh new private podcast, because it's called Your Next and Best Life Chapter. There is an episode in that gorgeous 10-episode bingeable podcast series from the wonderful DL Lazaro that speaks directly to this, and how DL has been using life-changing coaching skills in advancement of her career. And it's a wonderful one to watch and listen to. And you can do both. You can listen and you can watch. And so I want to speak to that in this episode first, to say that that is also a different way that coaching might look and fit and feel best for you, either now or for a short period of time, or even forever. We have people train with us in the Beautiful You Life Coaching course that do not necessarily want to go on to develop their own business. Most do, but some do not. They want this because of the skills that it can give them to become better leaders and managers in their careers. And we are so delighted for people that undertake the path to being a coach manager, a coach leader, a HR coach, whatever it is in their industry, in that way. It is fantastic for us to see. Now, as I just mentioned, that while we do have those people, most people who join us in the Beautiful You Life Coaching course want to undertake this because they want to step into their dream business as a coach. And that is amazing and wonderful. And that is absolutely what we see the majority of people desiring to do with this business go on, with this training go on to do, and this very special skill set. And I want to let you know that, again, there are a myriad of ways that you can build your business as a coach. And let's talk about some of those. So this first one is really important. Really, really important, because we do see people sometimes get a little bit twisty about this. You can build a successful business as a coach, full-time, part-time, any kind of hours that you want, and create in between. For you to have an amazing business, it does not necessarily mean that you have to have that business full time. Now, while that may be the dream for many people and they want to be in it part time, for a lot of other people, that is just not possible, feasible, or even wantable in their life, right? I have known people to step into their businesses full-time as a coach and realize they actually don't want a full-time coaching business, that they love the mix and blend of both working for somebody else for lots of different reasons and being in their business part-time. I've also known other people to become really happy with working for somebody else as much as 4 days a week and having 1 day a week where they do coaching and some after hours clients, and that feels great for them. And then, of course, there are others that very much want to be in it full time. Success is something that you get to decide on. You get to create your own definition of that. For a coaching business to be successful and fulfilling and viable and amazing for you, that is not and does not have to mean that it has to be full time. I know many people who are coaching part time and have their business part time and they love it and they don't want anything to change about that. That's where it feels sweet and soulful and successful to them. This can absolutely be the case for you, and we must not think that the only way to do this is to be full-time in your business, or that that's the only thing that equates to success as a coach. This is all about a permission slip today, right? Of you getting and knowing that you get to create this thing called coaching in your own way. So that's the first thing to let you know there. Full-time, part-time, any version of part-time absolutely is yours to explore. It does not have to be one way or another. It can be any way that you want it to be. Okay. Oh, and may I also mention that I mentioned about the private podcast, your next and best life chapter. I want to also draw your attention on this very, very topic. The amazing Beck Harris speaks to this in that private podcast in a particular episode that she has, where we talk about the fact that if you need to work for someone else, like it's an actual need financially and maybe for many other reasons, healthcare and lots of other things, how that can look and work while you're trying to build a business on the side. You want to dive in and get that episode too, because that will help you with this very topic too. And so dive into that private podcast. Again, I'll make sure the links are here. Now, the next important thing I want to let you know is that coaching is one of the most blendable and flexible skills and qualifications that you can have when it comes to how it can fit beautifully with other areas of expertise that you might already hold. And you can blend the skill and art and craft of coaching with, you know what, I'm going to say virtually anything that you might already be passionate about and love, whether that is counseling, yoga teaching, personal training, corporate consulting, medicine, teaching. Oh, it's limitless. And we have seen this and continue to see this with so many of our coaches who undertake this course. If you have other skills and expertise that you love and you want to hold on to and you want to use those and bring those into your business with coaching, or you already have those in a business and you want to fold coaching into that, yep, 100% you can do that for sure. And you can blend them and work with them in any way you like. That includes having separate counselling or kinesiology or crystal healing or nervous system focused counselling or services and separate coaching services, or you can blend them together. Now, how you actually go about doing that is something that you won't know until you actually train to become a coach, because you need to find out, well, what is that particular skill set in alignment with what I already have, and how might they marry together, or even just in the beginning flirt and date with the eventual hope that they get married and end up having a lifelong partnership. It can look many, many different ways. How that might look for you is something you won't know until you step into the learning, but it's so exciting. The most important thing for you to be aware of is you can absolutely blend coaching with other skills to create a real hybrid for yourself of something that you love. Now, the next way that I want to talk about of how you can grow and build your own coaching in a way that feels great for you and is really varied, and you get to choose and or develop your own version of, is about the different ways of working with clients. So you can work with clients one-on-one, and that's definitely the core focus of what we train and teach in the Beautiful You Life Coaching course. You can work with clients in groups. You can work with them in person. You can work with them online. They're limitless potential, right, for how you can actually do this. You can work with people in pairs, in triads, in large groups, in small groups, whatever it is that you would like to explore and play with, there is possibility here. And believe me when I tell you, as somebody that has been around in the personal development industry now for a really long time, there are not a lot of other qualifications that allow people and really open up portals for people in that way as quickly as something like coaching can do. There are definitely ways with other quals, but wow, this one really allows you to move into those spaces should you want to really, really, at whatever capacity you have, quite quickly in the way that you want. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, but we have people in our course that are working with paid clients sometimes before they even finish their training. They're setting up group programs, doing different things within months of graduating. Oh gosh, it's so exciting what is possible, and we see this all the time. Then you can move into things as a coach and in a coaching business, like the different containers or ways, specific ways that you can hold space and deliver service to people, whether that be one-on-one, in groups, in person or online, through things such as running workshops, sacred women's circles, retreats, live conferences and events. And then we shift even further out from that coaches make the most wonderful speakers, podcast hosts, and authors, book writers. All of these things can become income generating for you in your business as a coach. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to do any particular version of them. You get to choose. You get to decide what this path and what this business and what this dream of yours looks like in the world. It is like, honestly, I just had this vision in my head of you putting your hand in a bag of lollies, or for those in North America, like a bag of candy, and there being all your favorites in there that you can then pick out what you want. And everyone has the potential for you. You just get to decide which ones you want to eat and savor and pick again and again and again, or whether you want to try other things. The greatest thing about having your own business and coaching in any particular way is that you get to make this work for you. And that is something that is beautifully flexible and flowing, and it can shift and change over the years as your life shifts and changes too. As other opportunities may present themselves to you, you might decide to try new things. You might have tried something that didn't work in the way you thought it would, and so you adjust it or you stop it altogether. Coaching is something that is very flexible, and it is incredibly scalable or downscalable. There are always more clients, always ways that you can work to see more clients if you want, or take on less clients if you want. If you have other projects or other life needs at work or home that need your focus, you don't have to have things remain standard or constant all the time. You get to shift and flex with this in the way that fits and feels best for you. And that is really the big message that I want to leave you with today. Be inspired by looking at what other coaches might be doing, but please don't ever think that you have to do this in any particular way like them, or like any other potential version that you might see or are boxing yourself into in your own mind. You get to do this in whatever way you want and looks and feels best for you. And let me tell you something, it is one of the greatest joys of my professional life to see how different coaches do things differently and in their own way. It is amazing, and I am endlessly inspired by the creativity, the pioneering, the adventuring, the playfulness, the beginner's mind, the courage that so many of our coaches have to try new things, create new things, do new things as coaches. And sometimes it just blows me away. I'm like, wow, I would never have thought of working with clients in that way. And there she is, or there they are, doing something so unique and different and special. And I just think, wow, that is so amazing, and just another sign of what an incredible skill this is, and an amazing business that you can create for yourself if that's the direction that you want to go in. And so as I finish up today, a reminder, we begin next month. We're so excited. We are welcoming you in from countries all over the world. Aotearoa, Australia, the USA, Canada, the UK, throughout Europe, South Africa. It is so exciting, and we just cannot wait to meet you all. And if you're listening to this episode and you're thinking and feeling to yourself, gosh, I want that to be me, I now feel as though the permission slip has been written and I want to step into this in my own way. It feels so freeing, and I'm a yes, and I'm feeling it in my heart. Just go to beautifulyouLifeCoachingCourse.com. We're right there, and we can't wait to welcome you.